Hi friends, welcome to Timing Python series. In this video, we're going to talk about how to plot multiple subplots inside a matplotlib figure, and each of the subplot will not be the same size of another subplot. That means you are giving uneven subplots inside a single matplotlib figure. In our previous example, we created a grid of subplots, and each subplot is of the same size as of the other. That means you are creating a grid of even subplots. But now in this example, I'm going to show you how to create uneven subplot sizes inside a single matplotlib figure. So for that, I'm going to use a technique called grid spec on a matplotlib figure. So the workflow will be something like this. First, you create a matplotlib figure and you just run plt.figure, and then you just add a grid spec to that figure. That means I will say figure.add grid spec, and I'm telling number of rows and number of columns equal to 3. That means the whole matplotlib figure will be divided into 3 rows and 3 columns. So here you can see in my example, my figure is divided into 3 rows and 3 columns, and all the subplots will be placed in those rows and columns. If I want to add a subplot to this grid spec, I'll just write figure.add subplot, and I will mention what is the grid spec that I need. And this, in this example, for axis 0, which is a subplot axis handle that I've created, I'm telling gspec of 0 and colon. That means I'm going to take all the columns. So that means what I'm telling is I will take the 0th row, I will occupy the 0th row, and I will occupy all the columns. So this axis 0 handle, or the subplot which I'm going to create here, is going to occupy the 0th row and all the columns. That's why you can see the axis 0, which use the gspec 0 and all the columns. For identifying this, I have set the title of this axis as the same as gspec. So you can see gspec of 0 and colon. That means gspec of 0 is going to take the 0th row, that means the first row, and it's going to take the whole columns. That's why you're seeing that it is taken the first row and all the columns. So gspec of 0 comma colon is going to occupy the first row and all the columns. And I'm going to show you one more example. The second subplot which I've added to this figure is taking gspec of 1 to colon. That means it's going to take the row 1, index 1, that means the second row, until the end. And here I'm telling -1, that means it's going to take the last column. So you can see here gspec of 1 comma 1 colon and -1. That means it's going to take row 1 to end. Row 1 means the second row, right? So it's going to take the second row till the end, and I've written -1. That means the last column. That is the last column. So that's why this subplot is located here. So this way, using grid spec, you can actually make your subplots of any size, and you can locate them anywhere with more control. So this way you can even add as many subplots as you want into the figure, and you can specify the control where it's going to be placed and how much its size is going to be. Let's get started with an example. So I'm going to take a blank folder, and I'm going to open it with VS Code. Yeah, so now my blank folder is open now. So I'm going to create a new file, and I'm just going to name it something like index.py. Okay, now my VS Code is set up for creating the code. So first I will import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So now got access to the matplotlib.pyplot module. So the first step which I'm going to use is I'm going to create a figure, right? I'm going to create a figure. That means figure handle fig equal to plt.figure, and I'm going to say constraint layout equal to true, because I want the spacing to be taken care by itself. So I'm just write constraint layout equal to true. All right, so now I've got a figure handle. So now I created a figure, but now I have to add a grid spec to this figure so that I can add the subplots wherever I want them to be placed, right? So I'll create a subplot by saying fig.add_grid spec. So basically I'm adding a grid spec, and here I'm going to tell number of columns equal to 3 and number of rows equal to 3. So I'm basically creating a grid spec where I'll have 3 columns and 3 rows. Now I want to have a handle for that, right? So I'll just create a variable called gspec, and now I've created a grid spec on my figure, and I'm getting that handle into a variable called gspec. So now I'll set up a figure, now I've set up a grid spec. Now I have to create a subplot one by one, right? So now, just like in this example, I just want to recreate this example. So first what I'll do is I want to create this subplot. So how can I do that? I want the 0th row and all the columns, right? So how can I do that is I'll just create an axis handle ax0 equal to figure dot add subplot, and now give the gspec for it. So basically you write gspec of, now you have to give the indexes. So this is the first row you have to use, right? So that means 0 index, and I want to use all the columns, so I'll write colon. That means it's also synonymous to something like 0 comma 3, but you don't need to mention it because you're using all the columns anyways, right? So this is the gspec of 0 and all the columns. That means all columns of the first row will be used, and the cell will be only in the first row. So it's something like that. Now I will set a title to this axis 0 so that it can be easily identifiable. So I'll just write ax0.set title, and here I'll write gspec of 0 colon. So now I've created an axis handle also, and so now let me try to show this figure, plt dot show. So basically I've created a figure, I've created a grid spec, and I'm telling it has 3 columns and 3 rows. Now I've created an subplot by using figure.add subplot, and I've given the desired gspec so that I can locate where the subplot is going to be precisely. And for the axis handle I've set a title. So now at the end I'm plotting this plot. So I'm just saving it and running it. So you can see I've created a plot successfully which has 3 rows and 3 columns, and this subplot is going to access gspec of 0 and colon. That means it's going to access the 0th row and all the columns. So that's why it's something like this. So we have successfully reproduced the subplot, and then now let me try to reproduce this second subplot which I'm going to see here, this one. So how to create this one? So you will use the second row, that means index 1, and you will use the first second columns, right? So let me try to reproduce that again. So first I'll just create the axis handle ax1 equal to figure dot add subplot, and here I'm going to tell the gspec, right? So here I'll write gspec of, and so for my requirement it was like take the second row, that means index 1, and now I have to write the columns which I'm going to use. So I'll just write 0, 2 and -1. That means take all the columns from 0 till last but 1. That means except the last column, take all the columns. If you are getting confused by this -1 notation, you can even write 0 to, it has 3 columns, right? That means you have to occupy 0 and 1. So you just write 2 here. That means you will occupy the column with index 0 and 1. In this colon notation you have to actually add 1 and write here. That's why I'm writing 2 here. That means 0 comma 0 colon 2 means you will access the columns 0 and 1. So that way you can create a subplot like this which spans 2 columns of index 0 and 1. So this is how I have written a gspec which I'm going to use the second row index 1, and then I'm using the first 2 columns, that means 0 to 1. That means you have to write 2 here at the end. So that's how I've got an axis handle to the second subplot, and now I will write ax1 dot set title so that I can identify it. I'm just writing gspec of 1 comma 0 colon 2. So I have created a second axis handle, and now I have added to the subplot, and I'm setting the site title also, and now I'm showing it. So let me see how my 2 axis handles are going to plot the data. So now you can see I have created a second subplot which actually is in the second row. That means it's going to take the cell of index 1, and it's going to take the 2 columns only. It's going to take only the 2 columns, not the 3 columns, right? It's going to take only the 2 columns. So that's why I've written 0 to 2. That means the index will be spanning from 0 and 1. So now let me add another subplot which I'm seeing here, which is something like this one. So here I'm going to take the rows 2 and 3, that means index of 1 comma 2, and I'm going to take the third column which is of index 2. So let me try to add that subplot also now. So I'll just write ax2 equal to fig dot add subplot, and now I'm going to give the gspec. I'm going to write gspec of, and it was the second and third rows. That means you have to use the indexes 1 and 2. That means you have to start from 1, and since you want 2, you have to write 3 here, right? And then you have to use only the last column, which is the third column. Third column means index 2, so I'll write index 2 here. So now I have successfully added a subplot which is from the second and third rows, and it will be in the last column. So let me try to set the title for this also. ax2 dot set underscore title 1:3. Here I am specifying the rows and 2. The title can be anything, but here I am writing the gspec itself so that user can easily understand what this plot is using, what gspec this plot is using, right? So now I have added axis 2 also. Alright, now you can see I have created the third axis subplot also here successfully. Alright, so now let's try to add this subplot also to this figure. So now I will just write ax3 equal to figure dot add subplot, and here I'm going to give the gspec of. Now it's using the last row and the first column. So the last row here is the third row, that means index 2, and the first column here is the 0th column. So now I've got a single row and column occupying subplot here, ax3, and I'll set the ax3 dot set underscore title of gspec. I'm giving the title string here, gspec of 2, 0. Alright, so now I've created an axis 3 also, which spans the last row and the first column. So I'm just saving it and running it. You can see I've even created the latest subplot also, which takes the last row and the first column. So that's why it's the grid spec is basically 2 and 0. That means 2 is the last row, 0 is the first column index, right? So now let me try to add the last subplot also here, which is this one. It takes the last row but the second column. That means last row is the row number 3, that means index 2, second column means index 1, right? So let me try to add that also. So I'll just write ax4 equal to fig dot add subplot, and here I'm going to write gspec of, and it's going to take the last row, so 2, and the first column, second column, that means index 1. So this is how I can specify the position of this axis 4, and I'm setting the title to this axis 4 like axis 4 dot set underscore title, and here I'm going to give the gspec itself. So I'm writing gspec of 2, 1. So let me try to save it and run this again. You can see I've created the axis subplot here. Basically I've created a subplot which has the gspec of 2, 1. 2 means the third row, so it's in the third row. 1 means the second column, it's in the second column. So I've created a subplot which spans third row and the second column. The indexes is 2 and 1, but that means the position is third row and second column. So that's it guys. Just by using add grid spec, add subplot, you can control the position of subplots, and you can even span the subplots to multiple rows and columns using this powerful concept of gspec. And it's really simple. You can see that I've just shown the subplots. Even we can add data into that subplots really easy. So I'm going to take some arrays, something like this. I'm just copying this, just nothing, just some 2 arrays of x and y data. So x1 is some x data, y1 is some y data, x2 is some x data, y2 is some y data. So now if I want to plot data into ax0, I just have to write ax0 dot plot, and I'll just write x1, y1. So basically what I'm doing is just plotting onto axis 0. So let me try to run this. You can see I have plotted some data into ax0, which is gspec 0 and all the columns. The same way you can plot data into any other subplots also. So I'm randomly picking ax3 and I'm just writing ax3 dot plot of, I'm writing suppose x1, y1. And if you want to plot multiple lines, it's really simple. I'll just write ax3 dot plot, and I'll just plot x2 and y2. So I'm plotting multiple lines in a single subplot here. So I'm just running here. In the gspec, in the subplot with gspec of 2, 0, I plotted 2 lines. So it's really simple to plot data into these subplots also. So once you get your gspec and once you have the subplot, plotting data is really easy. I've created a video on styling matplotlib plots. I will leave the link of this video in the description of this video. So that's it for this video guys. In this video we are using gspec or grid spec and controlling the position of subplots, and even we are controlling the sizing of subplots. You can see I've created a blog post where I've created the source code and posted it here, so you can copy paste this and practice in your own computer. So be sure to check out the link of this post in the description of this video. And in the upcoming video I'm going to show you how to create an inset plot, that means a small plot inside a big plot in Matplotlib. So stay tuned. And in the previous video I have shown how to create a grid of subplots. So in case you missed it, you can even refer to that. I'll leave the link of that video in the description of this video. Hope you like this video guys. Thank you for watching.